Alaska, 2023. A brown bear takes 3 rifle shots, center mass, and continues charging. The hunters drop their gear and run. The bear closes to within feet before the 4th shot finally drops it. The entire encounter was recorded. These are 6 hunting videos that show how quickly everything can go wrong. Encounter 1. The Alaskan brown bear charge. On January 28, 2023, hunting siblings Tana and Trevor uploaded footage to their YouTube channel, Stuck in the Rut, that captured one of the most terrifying brown bear encounters ever documented. They were deep in the Alaskan wilderness, tracking a large boar across miles of snow-covered terrain. After spotting the bear from across a valley, they spent hours closing the distance, climbing steep slopes through deep snow. The bear kept moving higher up the mountain, forcing them to follow into increasingly dangerous terrain with massive cornices and unstable snow. When they finally positioned for a shot, Trevor fired. The bear went down. They assumed it was over. But seconds later, the bear stood back up and began moving toward them. Trevor fired again. Hit. The bear kept coming. A 3rd shot. Another hit. The bear was still advancing. Then Trevor's rifle jammed.
Jammed?
Still won't work. What in the heck is going on?
Did you get a good shot?
I don't know, but I don't know why this thing will not go in. I've never seen it do that before.
In the footage, you can hear the panic in their voices as he works the action repeatedly, trying to clear the malfunction. The bear continues closing the distance. Slowly, deliberately. Trevor attempts to blow on the frozen mechanism to warm it. The bear gets closer. At that moment, with a wounded brown bear just tens of feet away and a jammed rifle, they made the decision to drop everything and run. There's no footage of that sprint because this wasn't about documentation anymore. This was survival. Tana pulled out her phone to record what she thought might be their final moments. In the shaky footage, you can hear her gasping for breath, describing the bear coming after them down the mountain. Trevor finally cleared the jam and fired one last shot. That 4th round was fatal. The encounter revealed something terrifying. A brown bear can absorb multiple rifle hits and still have the instinct and physical capability to charge. 3 center mass shots weren't enough to stop it immediately. That's the reality of hunting apex predators. Encounter 2. Friendly fire. December 9th, 2018. Darren was hunting deer in Manitoba on the final day of the season. He'd been following tracks through the bush when he found fresh sign a buck had been pawing the snow with its antlers. Darren settled into position and waited. Hours passed. A vehicle drove by other hunters in the area. Then, late in the afternoon, a buck suddenly appeared, jumping a fence a few hundred feet from Darren's position. Almost immediately, shots rang out.
Oh my goodness, that bullet just came over my head. Sounded like a hit though. You freaking idiot. Oh. Man, I wish there were some bigger trees here.
A hunter, likely from the vehicle that had passed earlier, started firing at the deer, and barely missed Darren. You can hear it on the GoPro footage, the whistle of a bullet passing overhead. Darren's immediate reaction, "Oh my goodness, that bullet just came over my head."
This guy's gonna frickin' kill me. He's shooting right towards me. Oh my goodness.
He scrambles for cover, diving behind larger trees as more shots follow. The panic in his voice is immediate. "This guy's going to kill me. He's shooting right towards me." Darren moves from tree to tree, trying to put solid cover between himself and the shooter. When the shooting finally stops, he takes photos of the license plate and contacts authorities. What makes this encounter particularly disturbing is how common it is. On the final day of hunting season, when everyone is desperate for one last opportunity, people make reckless decisions. They fire without confirming what's beyond their target. They prioritize the shot over safety protocols. Darren got lucky. The shooter missed by inches, but one careless shot in terrain like that with limited visibility and multiple hunters in the area can change everything in an instant. Encounter 3. 5 Grizzlies. Adam and Shane from Limitless Outdoors were hunting black bears in Montana. They'd positioned themselves on a hilltop to glass the valley below when they spotted movement. First, they saw a mature boar grizzly feeding on berries. Then, just uphill from that bear, an immature male grizzly appeared, also feeding. Minutes later, they spotted a sow with 2 cubs moving through the same area. None of the 5 bears seemed aware of each other's presence yet, but all of them were converging on the same hillside. Shane immediately recognized what was about to happen. This is a train wreck caught on camera. The mature boar eventually detected the sow and cubs. Grizzly boars are known to kill cubs to bring females back into estrus.
When one of them will also take off the other one, and they'll just come tearing up your right beside it. Grung, 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 right up the ridge.
There's another one.
When the sow realized the danger, she started running uphill with her cubs following and the boar giving chase, straight toward Adam and Shane. The hunters tried to scare her off, yelling and waving. But a sow protecting cubs from a pursuing boar doesn't stop for anything.
Is your camera ready?
Oh no. Yeah.
Here they go.
Hey! 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 Hey!
All 3 of them, dude. Or all 5 of them.
Hey! Get out of here!
Oh shit.
Have your rifle?
She kept coming, closing the distance rapidly. Adam and Shane were forced to move, sprinting sideways across the slope, shouting as the bear passed terrifyingly close before finally veering away. Later in the video, Shane talks about how lucky they were. A grizzly sow in that state, fueled by adrenaline, protecting her cubs from a deadly threat, is one of the most dangerous animals on the planet. She wasn't charging them specifically, she simply didn't register them as relevant to the immediate threat, and that made her even more unpredictable. Had they not moved when they did, the encounter would have been physical, and at that point, the outcome is never certain. Encounter 4, the deer that fought back. December 2nd, 2024. Zeb Cox was hunting deer in Vermont the day after Thanksgiving. The region had just received 6 inches of fresh snow, perfect tracking conditions. Zeb started the morning doing what any experienced hunter does, scanning for fresh tracks to determine where deer were bedding. He moved deeper into the woods, navigating steep hills and deep snow. Eventually, he came across a fresh track heading through thick cover. He followed slowly, moving as quietly as possible, knowing the deer was close. After tracking for about half a mile, he spotted the buck. He lined up his shot and fired. The woods went silent for a few seconds. Then, suddenly, the deer charged straight at him. Antlers down, full speed, missing Zeb by inches. The GoPro footage captures the moment the deer's body filling the frame as it rushes past, close enough that Zeb could have reached out and touched it. He fires a second shot. The deer goes down. Zeb stands there for a moment, breathing heavily, clearly shaken. What makes this encounter disturbing isn't the rarity wounded deer have been known to charge hunters, but the proximity. In deep snow on steep terrain, there's no quick escape. If those antlers had connected even slightly, Zeb would have been knocked down in conditions where getting back up quickly might not have been possible. The video ends with Zeb recovering, taking stock of how close he came to serious injury. The reality of the situation is clear in his voice. This could have gone very differently. Encounter 5. The Grizzly Standoff. Justin and Colton from Limitless Outdoors were hunting moose in the Alaskan Rockies when they spotted their quarry down by a river. They also saw something they weren't expecting: a large brown bear on the carcass.
What a wild day.
After we got done skinning the wolf, we kept pressing up the drainage and got to this vantage point and were able to look down and see Colton's moose all decked up on the river. What we also saw that we weren't expecting, though, is a big brown bear on the carcass, and we knew as we had to go in there, we were in for a little bit of a confrontation, and we were wondering just how it was going to turn out.
Most hunters would retreat and abandon the meat, but Justin and Colton had traveled too far into this remote drainage to simply walk away. They decided to approach, knowing they were about to enter a confrontation with one of North America's most dangerous predators. Their biggest disadvantage was visibility. To reach the kill site, they had to drop down into thick brush where they couldn't see more than a few feet ahead. They tried making noise, hoping the bear would hear them coming and keep its distance. It didn't work.
Our biggest disadvantage moving in on this kill was that we had to drop down in the brush and our visibility was extremely limited. So we tried to position ourselves in a way and be loud enough that this bear would know we were there and we could see him as far away as possible, which was not very far at all.
Yep.
When they finally emerged with a clear line of sight, the bear was right there, close, watching them. Justin described it as a negotiation, all three parties trying to decide who would get what from the moose carcass. After about a minute, the bear seemed to accept a compromise. The gut pile belonged to him, the meat belonged to the hunters. He moved back toward the gut pile and began burying it, but he didn't leave. He continued watching.
Those are not to-go bags.
After only about a minute of negotiations, this bear decided that the decked up moose belonged to me and Colton and that the gut pile belonged to him. So he headed back over there and decided to bury it up before he left and let us come and get our stuff.
He's trying to bury the moose.
Justin and Colton pushed forward anyway, closing the distance while one stood guard with a rifle. They pumped up their raft while the bear remained nearby, still unwilling to fully surrender either the gut pile or the meat. Somehow, they managed to load their gear and push off into the river current, leaving the bear behind. The footage is tense throughout. The bear never charges, but he never fully retreats either. And that uncertainty, not knowing whether the next moment will trigger an attack, creates its own kind of terror. Encounter 6. The Russian Hunter. This final encounter begins with bizarre footage. A hunter kicking a bear in the back. The reckless move has immediate, furious consequences. In the chaos that follows, the hunter drops his camera as the animal retaliates. The footage captures only frantic movement, and the sounds of the attack as the situation spirals out of control.
Begins bizarrely with a hunter kicking a bear in the back. A reckless move with immediate, furious consequences.
Against all odds, the hunter managed to escape with only an injured hand. The video offers no context for why he kicked the bear. Was it wounded and he was checking if it was dead? Was it a deliberate provocation? The footage doesn't explain. What it does show is how quickly a situation can escalate from controlled to catastrophic. One moment of poor judgment, one unnecessary physical contact with a bear, and the encounter transforms into a life-threatening attack. The hunter survived, but the footage serves as a reminder that bears, even wounded or seemingly incapacitated ones, retain the physical capability to inflict serious harm. And any action that triggers their defensive instincts can result in immediate retaliation. 6 encounters. 6 moments where experienced hunters found themselves in situations that exceeded their control. Brown bears absorbing multiple rifle shots, stray bullets from careless shooters, grizzlies converging from multiple directions, wounded deer fighting back, bears refusing to abandon claimed kills, and reckless decisions triggering immediate consequences. These aren't cautionary tales about incompetence. Every hunter in these videos made reasonable decisions based on the information available. But hunting in wild spaces means operating in environments where animals follow their own logic, where equipment can fail at critical moments, and where other humans can make fatal mistakes. The common thread, how quickly everything can change. One jammed rifle, one wounded animal with enough adrenaline left to charge, one other hunter who doesn't see you before firing. The margin between a successful hunt and a life-threatening situation is often measured in seconds and inches. These videos exist because the hunters survived to upload them. Not every encounter ends that way.